Hello, hello, good morning, good morning. I presume we are live on both platforms. Okay, looks like it. Looks like we're live in the community. Let's see if we're live on YouTube as well. Looks like we're live in both. Looks like we're live in both spaces. In just a few moments, we're gonna have a conversation. Welcome everybody, welcome. Let's make sure we're live on both platforms. All right. Yes, welcome, welcome. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning. All right, how are you doing? We got a couple more minutes and we'll be all the way live. Give a little moment for people to come in. In just a few moments, we'll be all the way live, waiting for a few people to come in. We got some things to talk about today, y'all. A few things to talk about. Just a few. And that language right there. That language right there is what we're going to talk about. Just for a moment. Just for a moment. We're going to talk about that language. All right, all right. Let's see. Share. Copy. Just a few moments. Let people come into the room. All right, 2 more minutes and we're going to go ahead and get started. We're letting some people come into the room right now. All right, 2 more minutes. We got people coming in both communities right now. Inside of my wellness community. And on YouTube. Now, all of you who are in the wellness community, I want you guys to follow me on YouTube at Dr. Wayne Bird. Eventually, we're going to phase out going live inside the community. So all of you inside the community, follow at Dr. Wayne Bird. Eventually, we're going to phase out going live inside the community. So I'm going to give you guys a link to follow over in YouTube in 1 second, because I want you guys all to be able to follow over there. We are going to phase out completely going live in the community, because all of your comments, I can't see them in my platform anymore. The link I just sent you inside the community, everybody, that link will get you over to YouTube. Follow there. That's where we'll be going live. That's where we'll be going live from here on forward. All right, everybody, welcome. You know, this morning I woke up and I had a moment where I had to decide whether or not to get up. You know how that happens? You wake up, but you're not certain whether or not you should get up. Well, I had to decide. And I told myself, get up right now. There's stuff you have to do. And I've had a really, really busy last week. And my body was telling me not to do it, to enjoy the rest just for a moment, just to sit still. Sit still for a moment, stay in bed, just enjoy it. And I realized, I've got some things I really need to do today and some things I really need to prepare for the week. So I decided, okay, it's time to get up. It felt right to get up. So I got up and I began thinking about what it was that I would be chanting today. You see that I'm walking right now. There's a treadmill beneath me. I'm going to turn it down in case it's too loud here. Every day when I take my walk, I use the time while I'm walking. I stack functions while I'm walking. What I do is I use that time to take my steps. Each step I think of as a drum beat. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. And every day I come up with language, a mantra, some words with power that I use to go with that beat, to follow the rhythm of my feet. I use rhythm to beat a message into my subconscious. Beat a message. Drum that message, not only into my subconscious, but into the ether around me. I want everything in my world to hear the words that I'm saying every day. And today's words were those words right there. Now is the time. That's what came to me. Somewhere that language just came to me, and I started saying while I was on the treadmill, now is the time. Now is the time. And I said it straight for 20 minutes with meditative music playing, my eyes closed. I make this room really dark. You know, if it's not dark enough and the computer keeps coming, the screen keeps coming on in front of me, I'll put these on. I'll put these on while I'm walking, and I'm following the rhythm of that beat. Now is the time. Now is the time. And I say it over and over and over for 20 minutes until I think the universe around me gets the idea. It gets the picture. Now is the time. And I begin, after I finish saying that over and over and over, things begin to come into my awareness. And right at the 20-minute mark, I turn on other music, and it's usually happy music, triumphant music, something that makes me feel good, something that makes me feel reminiscent. And that now is the time begins to turn into images in my mind. It turns into images. And those images, I believe, are very powerfully for me. Now is the time. Now is the time. Now is the time. And what began to happen as I said that, now is the time. Now is the time. Turned on the music, and things started coming to me. And they were very, very important things. And what I like to do is capture those things and write them down and remember them. But right now, what I want you to do is join me just for a moment in focusing your attention on those words as if it were your affirmation for the day. I want you to spend just a moment focusing on those words right now in your own mind. Now is the time. And I want you to pay attention to what comes up. I want you to pay attention to the images and the thoughts that begin to appear for you. And I'm going to help you. I'm going to show you how to do it. I'm going to model it for you. So we'll do it together. We'll do it together. Here it is. Watch this. Watch this unfold. Watch how something that seems to just be words becomes images. Something that seems to be simple begins to flower and get colored in and become larger and larger and larger the more and more and more you say it. Now is the time. Now is the time. Now is the time. Now is the time. Let's think about it for a moment. Now is the time. Now is the time. Now, keep repeating it. I know it seems strange. Keep repeating it. Trust me. Now is the time. 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 Think about that for a moment. Now is the time. Now is the time. It's almost as if it's saying that there's no other time than now. Like now is the time. There's no time but now. And if you think about that for a second, it's very true, isn't it? Even if you thought about something that happened yesterday, while it was happening, that was now. Oh, but then there's tomorrow, and later on today, I got to go to Kona. Even when I get to Kona, that will be now. Now is the time. That is starting to make me think that whatever it is I need to do, whatever it is that I know I have to do, I might as well do it now. There's some things I think I've been putting off for some reason. And there's things coming to mind right now that I've been putting off. Oh man, there's some things I've been putting off. I guess now is the time. Now is the time. Now's the time for me to bring some of those things that have been sitting in my mind. They've been weighing on me every day. I wake up and I think about them, but I'm not doing them. Maybe it's time today to pull those things into the now. Right now. There's some things I've been delaying for some reason. I'm not sure why I've been delaying it, but I've been delaying it. I think maybe I'm a little nervous about it. Maybe I'm nervous that if I start and it doesn't work out, I've been talking so much about it that maybe it'll depress me that this thing I've been so excited about doing, I haven't done. I've been putting it off because if I bring it into the now and I do it and it doesn't work, I'll be disappointed because I don't have anything to replace that. You know, and as I talk about it, as long as I keep it in the future, it's absolutely perfect. It's pristine. It's exactly as I describe it. It stays perfect over there in the future. But I bring it to the present and try to do it now and it doesn't work. So maybe I'll just keep putting it future tense. Maybe future tense is a way that I hide things. Maybe I hide things in the future. I delay by putting them in the future so that I never have to deal with the reality of whether or not that thing is going to be what I want it to be. Maybe I have a picture of what it is, but I'm not certain that that's what I want. Maybe I'm pretending a lot. Ooh. Maybe I'm pretending by putting things off in the future. Maybe it's my attention. Maybe I've taken the power of my attention and placed it way back in the past, talking about things that used to be great. Ways I used to be. I heard someone tell me the other day, they were describing their bodies. And it was, oh, I used to be this, I used to be that. Man, when I get going, I get like this. And they were talking about the past when talking about their bodies. That happens a lot for me because people ask me what I do and I start to talk about how I help people change their bodies. They begin to think about their own bodies. And I hear the tense in the language begin to change. The tense in the language starts to change sometimes because they get uncomfortable. They can get uncomfortable about where they are. So they begin to, instead of talking about the now, they talk about the past because they were more comfortable with their situation in that time. So they leave the now to go stand in a place that's more comfortable, but less powerful. But I want you guys to be thinking right now, now is the time. Now is the time. Now is where I need to put my attention now, because that's where my power is. I can do anything now. The past is a little different. The past takes the onus off of us. We don't feel as powerful in the past. We're extraordinarily powerful in the future. We can say anything about the future, but I think it's time right now for us to focus on the now. Now is the time. What do I need to do right now? What have I been putting off right now? What's that thing that's been aching in the back of my awareness that I should give some attention to right now? What is that? What do I need to do right now? What day is it? What day is it? Today is Tuesday. What have I been wanting to do but just haven't done? Today is Tuesday. Oh, for those of us in the community, today is what we call Takeoff Tuesday. Today's the day we're going to get together and fast. We fast on Tuesdays. Uh-oh. I didn't think about it, but now I'm up and I'm thinking about it. Oh no. I didn't get my mind ready for it yesterday, but today's the day. You know what? Now might be the time. Now is the time that I make a decision. And I make a decision about what it is I'm doing here. What am I doing? Am I going to do the things I've been saying I was going to do concerning my health? Maybe now's the time to start. Maybe now's the time to, with complete abandon, decide nothing matters more than my health right now. Maybe that's what I need to do. Maybe the time is now for me to prioritize, finally, what matters most to me. Or maybe now is the time for me to acknowledge and be honest about what matters most to me. Maybe my health doesn't matter most to me. And maybe now is the time I say that out loud, look in the mirror and say, I don't care, I don't give two fucks about my health. And maybe now's the time to be honest about that. Maybe now's the time to be honest that I care more about, simple pleasures than I do about my health right now. Maybe it's time to be honest about that. Now is not the time now is the time for me to enjoy everything that's out there to enjoy, no matter what it does to my body. Maybe that's the thing to acknowledge right now. Maybe now's the time to tell the truth about what I feel about what's possible for me. Maybe I don't feel it's possible for me to get healthier. Maybe now's the time to say that out loud so you can hear it. Maybe it's time to stand in the mirror and say that so you can hear yourself say it instead of letting it sit right beneath the surface and control everything while you're saying something else that doesn't match with that. Maybe now is the time to be honest. Maybe now it's time to say that you're afraid of what'll happen if you get healthy. Maybe now's the time to be honest and say, you know what, losing this weight scares me. For those of you in our health community, maybe it's time to be honest about that. Maybe last time I was as small as I think I'm going to get when I do this, some really unfortunate things happen to me, and I'm afraid of that. I'm afraid of being that small. Maybe now's the time to be honest about that. And that's a real thing. I remember what I felt when I lost the weight first. I remember I was sitting in a dressing room with Sarah, and I was down 110 pounds, whatever it was, 115 pounds. And it was time to buy new clothing because not a single thing I owned fit anymore. And I remember going into the dressing room, and Sarah went out and got some pants for me that were my size. And all right, I don't know what she did. She went and got out some pants. She brought them in the dressing room. She hung them up on the wall. And they were hanging on the wall, and I saw the legs hanging down from the pants, and I thought, she's hilarious. Sarah, you're funny. You're ridiculous, and you're funny. That's what I thought to myself, because she brought in these pants that were clearly too small for me. They were tiny. They had pencil sticks for legs. Stupid, right? She brought me some little kid's pants in there, and I thought it was hilarious. It was funny. Sarah says, no, that's your size. I said, shut up. She's like, just put them on. I'm like, okay, all right, you want to play it, be funny. I figure she's going to take out her phone and take a picture of me when she sees I can't get the pants up over my knees. So I take the pants off the hanger, bring them over to myself, shake them out to open up the legs, put one leg in, put the other leg in. Haha, watch this is going to be funny. Pull them up, and they come all the way up. I said, wait a minute. Those pants are on me. I fit in that? And she was like, see, I told you. I took them off. I had to leave the dressing room. Because that little stick figure that thing is me. And immediately my body went into a panic. And I began to feel like I had done something wrong. Like I went too far. I didn't realize I had gone too far. Oh no. You see, being as small as those pants looked to me meant something to me. Where I come from, you can't be slight, and you got to be substantial, or else you're gonna get pushed over in some way. You know what I mean? I looked at that and thought, that's a weak man. It's a pushover. He's gonna be a victim. That's what I thought, and it hit me in my core. There was some programming, some writing on the code inside of who I am that said you can't be small, because if you're small, you're not substantial enough to handle the things that life throws at you in this world. It was inevitable in my world when I was a kid that there was violence coming at me, there was problems coming at me, and I needed to be big enough to handle it. I needed to be strong enough to handle it. And now I'm this puny thing. It shocked my system, and I was not okay with it. I had to fucking get out of there. I had to leave that damn store. I couldn't see that shit. That's not me. And I panicked like I had done something wrong. I had to stop. So I know there's things working on us inside. I see one of my friends. What's up, girl? I'm not gonna say your name right now. I see one of my friends is around right now. And I remember one day we were walking. I don't want to say your name because you haven't given me permission to talk about this, but we were walking at Kenneth Hahn Park in LA. And we're walking on the big track up top, if you guys know. And I saw her, and she had been in the program for a while, and she was what was happening to her is what happens in the program. People begin to shrink and bodies begin to change. And for some reason I just grabbed her hand and she started crying. And I thought, what's wrong? What's going on? And those emotions were starting to come up. When her body was tightening up and getting all tight, and that small version of herself, it was bringing up thoughts, bringing up deeply held beliefs. They were bringing up memories of times that weren't so happy. And it was starting to get to her that she was returning to a place when her body looked like that before, some things didn't feel so good. There's stuff inside that we don't always acknowledge, or maybe now is the time to acknowledge those things and say those things out loud, to bring them into our current awareness so we can do something about them. She started to feel like she didn't know how to be that version of herself, that small, tight version of herself. She didn't know how to be that. There might have been some unwanted attention that might come her direction. She didn't know how to be that. Maybe it's time today. Now is the time to say those things in the mirror. Look at yourself. Say it. Bring it to the surface and say, you know what? Right now, I'm gonna acknowledge this thing, put my attention on it, my awareness on it, so I can have some power over it. I am nervous about fully committing to what I need to do, because if I do, maybe this will happen. And maybe if you say it right now in the mirror, it'll bounce back at you and hit you in a different way than it feels as it's just bouncing around in your mind. Maybe you need to see yourself say it, so the words can come out and you remember those are the words of a young child that needs protection. But you're seeing a strong and powerful person that doesn't need the protection anymore. Maybe you can rewrite the code on the inside, if you acknowledge it right now. You see, we've got some things we want in this life. We got some things we want in this life right now. I have a mantra for 2024. It says, I am happy, healthy, wealthy, and free with love, power, and community. Happy, healthy, wealthy, and free with love, power, and community. I say it all the time, and it's going out there. It's in the ether. It's all around me. It's in my subconscious. So right now, the ether, the subconscious, the universe is always trying to nudge me in the direction of what I said I want. I'm projecting that into my life, and it's kind of guiding me there. Sometimes I'll get a nudge, and then I get a fear. It comes up, and I don't acknowledge or don't act on or don't follow the feeling. Instead of following my feelings, I have fear of my feelings, and I avoid them. I avoid doing it. Maybe now is the time to bring up all of that stuff so that we can once again get back to following our feelings. Following the feelings that are coming from the place that's trying to get you where you say you want to go. Maybe it's time to acknowledge the feelings you suppress. I used to suppress all kinds of feelings. I used to suppress them with food. I get certain feelings, I'd be like, okay. I knew exactly what food to go to that would suppress those, that would take my mind off of what I was thinking. Alcohol used to be really good at getting my mind off of the things that I was thinking. I never took the moment in the now to say out loud what I was thinking. Maybe that would have brought those things to the surface. Now is the time that we have right now to address and to adjust anything that's in our world that's in the way of us getting where we want to go. Now is the time. There's something coming up for you right now, as I said. Now is the time. Now is the time. Something came up for you just a moment ago. Now is the time. Today there's something you should do. Something you don't want to do. Something you don't want to acknowledge. Something you don't want to act on. Someone you don't want to call. Something you don't want to return. Some money you don't want to spend. Something you don't want to say. Someone you don't want to apologize to. But maybe right now is the time. Now is the time. Right now. Now is the time to send that text message. Now is the time to apologize. Now is the time to pay that person back who you borrowed money from, who you've been hiding from. Now is the time. Now is the time. Now is the time to call that person and just say you love them. You thought about them earlier. They keep coming up in your mind, but you haven't reached out. And maybe now is the time to do that. Now is the time to say I love you. Now is the time to apologize. Now is the time to apologize. Right now. Now's the time to let go. Oh, maybe now's the time to let go. Anybody need to let go of anything? Let go of anyone? Let go of any idea? Now's the time. Anyone been waiting and waiting and saying, I'm going to start tomorrow, I'm going to start this, tomorrow I'm going to do it, tomorrow I'm going to commit, tomorrow I'm going to... Now's the time. Anybody been thinking that, I'm being a bad influence on people around me? Now's the time to just adjust it. Anybody been talking too much about something but not acting? Maybe now's the time to stop talking. Now is the time. Now is the time. Now. Now's the time. Now is the time. Whatever's coming up for you, let's take advantage of today, this moment, right now. Now is the time. This moment, right now. Take advantage of this moment and do the thing that you know you need to do. Now is the time. That was the language that came into my mind today. Now is the time. Hopefully now that we've spent a little time thinking about it, you can realize what it's the time for you. Now is the time. All we've got is now. Bring it into the now and do it now. Today might be more powerful than it could have been because you have decided to pull something into the now. What will that thing be? Those of you in the community, just go ahead and later on as you're watching this, those of you who are going to be watching it later moments, write in the comments what it is you've decided to do now. Now's the time for what for you? Write that down. Now's the time. Now's the time. All right. All right. It is 8:30 a.m. in Hawaii, and it is a little bit cloudy. It's been raining, but I have a feeling it's going to be a great day. And I have a feeling it's going to be a great day for you. I have a feeling you're going to do some things today that you may not have done because you realize now is the time. Let me know. Leave a comment. Let me know what you decided to do today. Let me know what came up for you when you thought about now being the time. Let me know what came up for you. Now's the time. Sarah Bird's in the house. She said those pants that I put on, she said they were too big. That little stick figure dude, those pants were that's insane. They were too big, whatever. I realize now I'm a muscular medium. Puff myself up a little bit. I'm a muscular medium. I had to grow, my mind had to catch up with the idea that I was healthy and that I didn't need all that extra stuff on me to feel substantial. I'm substantial no matter what weight I'm at. And I'm no longer in that situation where I need all this physical mass in order to protect myself. That's no longer my situation. I was just old code in there written in the back. Freestyle vegetarian, what's happening? Freestyle vegetarian, what's up? Welcome. Glad you're here. Now is the time. Freestyle vegetarian, now's the time. Now is the time. All right, everybody. Have a great day. It's Tuesday. I got a long one ahead of me, but I'm going to be listening and feeling for the little nudges that push me in the direction I need to go, and I'm going to act with immediacy, and I invite all of you to do the same. Take advantage of it right now. All right, everybody. Y'all have a good one. Woo!